Hi there, I'm Aislin, the cartoonist, back again. I want to wish you all a very happy St. Patrick's Day this week. And I hope you all enjoy the St. Patrick's Day parade on Sunday. We've been doing that since 1824, every year, getting together for that parade. Wonderful event. It's thought of as being the sort of the opening of spring, really, the St. Patrick's Day parade here in Montreal. The problem is, what's the day going to be like? We never know how the weather is going to act. One thing we do know for certain about the St. Patrick's Day parade, that there will be potholes. No matter, though, we all have such a great time. The St. Patrick's Day parade is no longer just for Irish Montrealers. It's for all of us. I'm a big believer in that also. I think that we should all get into the Irish spirit, as this woman has. The St. Patrick's Day parade is one of the most bilingual events that we have here in Montreal. So let's hope that the language police don't show up in some Irish pub as they have in the past. You know, personally, I've traveled to Ireland any number of times. Loved the place. In fact, I lived there for a month or so in the early 1970s. A very different place back then, what with the Troubles. Here's a sketch that I did at the time of Londonderry, quite grim and forbidding. But the thing is that I loved the place because it reminded me of my favorite North American city, Quebec City, both being walled cities. Nevertheless, everywhere you went, particularly in the north, there were armed sandbags, soldiers, armed vehicles. It could be particularly scary there during holiday events. For example, the July the 12th parade in Belfast. Now, these first impressions that I had of Ireland in the 1970s led to some very strong, indeed grim cartoons on the Irish situation that I drew for the Gazette in the 1980s and 1990s. Two sectarian men, Protestant, Catholic, shooting each other to bits. An Orangeman, a Protestant in full parade regalia. Or here, quite sarcastically, a travel agent in Belfast where they could arrange romantic tours to Beirut. Thankfully, all of that has changed. North and south in Ireland, a delightful place to visit. Here I am in front of a place I discovered, the Cartoon Inn, a pub in County Wicklow. No matter where you travel in Ireland, there's a sign of change. Here, for example, construction cranes replacing church spires. This is not to suggest that religion is no longer a part of the social life in Ireland. Several years ago, Patrick Watson, the Toronto author and broadcaster, was writing a book on Ireland. Loves the place as much as I do, called Finn's Thin Book of Irish Ironies. A lot of fun. He asked me to illustrate it, and I was very happy with the front cover illustration of an imaginary pub crawl with some of Ireland's best-known authors, Brendan Bann, James Joyce, George Bernard Shaw, Oscar Wilde, William Butler Yeats, and Samuel Beckett. That would be quite the party. There are also a number of Irish landscapes, but like this imagined castle on the west coast with a construction crane coming in threateningly, because again, there is so much change everywhere in Ireland. There are also several drawings of Irish historical figures, interesting characters, St. Patrick himself, and the explorer, St. Brendan, who supposedly discovered North America before any of the other pretenders. Or here, an Irish dancer in traditional garb, but listening to an iPod. Back in 1985, I received a nice note from Martin Conway, a well-known Montrealer within the Irish community here, asking if I would do a sketch of that year's Irishman of the Year, who turned out to be Danny Gallivan, the legendary hockey broadcaster. So I did a sketch of Danny, went down to the breakfast and gave it to him. And it's become quite a tradition, actually. Every year, ever since, I've been drawing the Irishman of the Year. Different people who've done wonderful things for the community in one way or another. One year, Bill Hurley was named Irishman of the Year, and he quietly asked me if I'd draw him looking like Brad Pitt. I mean, as if. So instead, I drew Brad Pitt, wanting to look like a Bill Hurley. Last Saturday at the Irishman of the Year breakfast, I did a drawing of the Irishman of the Year, Wayne Hogan, who's done great work in the community, supported many charities. He's also a bit of a hockey coach. So here he is. So congratulations to Wayne, not only from the Irish community, but from all Montreal.